Encore Stadium here in Cincinnati. Tonight it's on to Week 4 as we've got a good Thursday night matchup in store between the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. A couple of 2-1 teams set to square off, and we're underway here in NFL Week 4. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Here's Burrow to throw right away. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
11.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right.
11, Thomas. 11.
On 3rd down, Burrow. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And we're going to see this offense try and spread the field a little bit and utilize the outside third of the field, especially against man coverage. But that time, the defense was up to the task, forcing the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Dolphin football. At their own 38-yard line. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert, and he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. Well, this defense for the Bengals, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And how'd you like to be the quarterback reviewing the game tape from last week and seeing this defense on the spot on almost every snap? If the ball was in the air, they took it away. If the ball was popped free, they picked it up. 5 takeaways in last week's game.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and 9 now. Gonna look deep for Wilson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense. With that type of speed, You do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Looking to throw. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all...
And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Cedric Wilson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And that makes the score 7-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They come off a victory over the weekend, but now the quick turnaround here for this Thursday night game. How does that affect how teams like this approach these short turnarounds?
Well, wins and losses always factor into, how you're getting ready for the next game. But equally as important when you have the short turnaround, what is your injury situation? Are you losing key guys? And if so, how well have the backups prepared for this? Because you don't have much time to get them ready. They have to be ready before this week in order to play well in this game. Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Here we go,
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now Burrow on first down. Trying to get it to Chase, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jerome Baker. 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. They're up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up 1st and 10. After the pick 6, here's Burrow again. They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Charles, it is pretty rare that we see a team build this kind of lead in the opening quarter. And, man, they seem to be clicking on all three phases right there. The defense doing its part with a pick six.
And it's absolutely been the definition of a start that you would pick for yourself and for your team, right? And I have a feeling that they just want to stay in this zone. What's truly incredible about this start is they can add on a couple more scores. This one could legitimately be over in the second quarter.
Here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. Stop.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. That one's, oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery and taken to the house for a Miami touchdown. Charles, they are putting on a show right now. I mean, with that fumble return for the touchdown, you think about the size of this advantage. Heck, it's a 4-score game right now, and we're still in the first half.
And that has to be the highlight, Brandon, with how infrequently we see fumbles return to the house. But if you aren't inclined to pick this as the game signature play so far, you do have no shortage of alternatives to select from. This has been nothing short of a clinic, and as noted, we still have a half a ball to play.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. And they go play action now. Burrow. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. This first quarter, let's just be frank, it's been a disaster so far offensively.
Yeah, already down multiple scores, and it doesn't appear they can get out of their own way right now.
So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now it's Burrow. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On one, ready?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Burrow going to fake to mix it and now look to throw. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
11 MT, tank. 11 MT, tank. 11, 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11. 11, Thomas.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. He's going to have his running back. It's complete. He's got the first down and more than that. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Fourth down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Second and 12 at the Dolphins' 39-yard line.
On 2nd and 12, Burrow. This goes out wide from Mixon. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook. Pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off the last game to play on a Thursday night?
Here we go.
Facing this big first half deficit, they keep the field goal unit on the sideline. They're going for it.
11 MT, 11 MT. 12, 12, 12.
They'll try and throw for it with Burrow. Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. He will have the conversion and more than that. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped it to 1. Wow, first and goal, and defensively all they can do is shake their heads. Not only did they allow the conversion, but a big play as well.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with first and goal.
Here we go.
Here's Burrow. Touchdown, Bengals. Samaje Perine. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Bengals get a bit closer. Evan McPherson for the extra point. It's up and good, and it makes it 27-7 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend, but you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be...
It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. And we didn't even get a chance to settle in for that drive. A quick strike of 75 yards, and they find the end zone.
Don't you get the sense that film study was behind this one, that they saw something that they thought they could take advantage of? The key is calling it in the right situation, knowing when it exists to go to it. They did exactly that. They've got to feel really good about what they did in advance of this game.
Just looking down at the sideline now, their defense is like, man, can you have strung that out just a few plays? Give us a break. Back out there.
Hey, man, give that water break and get on out there and play.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From the 6. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Come on, ready?
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
11 mighty. 11 mighty.
Now a turn and a give to Mixon. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Score that tackle for loss to the Wyoming alumnus, Logan Wilson.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
18, pioneer.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. Oh, looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception. Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw at all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defense credit. Coverage was in lockdown mode everywhere.
11.
2nd and 10 now, Burrow. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other, because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Now it's Burrow. This is caught. It's Boyd. And he will step out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
To the air again, Burrow. Open man is Higgins, and he's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. A 5-yard touchdown catch, and the Bengals are able to cut into that deficit. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way, because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And, Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there, got a nice interception, and set up their offense in great shape.
Play action. It's Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Let's go now.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second and 11 at the 41. They're going to look to throw. And he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it, and not realizing that danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They coming off a touchdown drive. The last time they had the ball, that cut down the lead. Now the defense does their part, got them the football back.
So now maybe with the touchdown they scored previously, plus their defense making that stand up and getting them the ball right back, momentum may be shifting in their favor.
40 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? The ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
11 MT, take. 11 MT, stop.
Burrow will throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
Here we go.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half.
12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11, 11. Stop.
On 3rd and 1, Burrow. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3.
11, 11, 11.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And the Dolphins' defense is able to hold. So they'd converted their first 2 4th-down attempts. Not there. Now they're 2 for 3.
You think maybe the offense coordinator expended a little capital on that one? You know, when you're 2 for 2, you can lobby for that 3rd one, right? Didn't get it there. Maybe now the head coach might not be so eager to go for it as we go forward.
Let's go.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Open man downfield is Hill. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill with career touchdown number 70. And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
And remember, partner, that's a rookie quarterback back there. Apparently, he's getting the hang of this NFL thing pretty quickly.
That 3 touchdown passes. You're right. He looks comfortable. What are they doing? Anything in particular?
Well, they keep talking about making sure they're giving him plays that fit his talents and also maybe shrinking the playbook a little bit. They did tell us that. Bottom line, he's really good.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, good return up past the 30.
Here we go, here we go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
Textbook coverage right there. Played the ball, never lost sight of where it was headed, and stayed in perfect position to make a play on it. Able to keep the receiver and the quarterback in his sight lines.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off Byron Jones. And the Dolphins are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And going deep for Hill. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Dolphins are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. This will be fielded inside the 5. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
I'm one, ready? 11 MT, tape. 11 MT, tape.
They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This one fielded at the 5. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Man, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going.
Hey, we got to go score.
Throwing now, Burrow on first down. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Burrow looking to pass. Oh, he'll let one go deep for Higgins. It got his man complete. Touchdown Bengals. T. Higgins with his second touchdown of the night. And the Bengals get a bit closer. McPherson on for the point after. And that'll cut the lead down to 26. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. He'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Oh, open man is Waddle complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's the option, running right, and he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. Across the line and to the ball quickly there, Trey Hendrickson. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw, he thought defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right.
Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and the Bengals grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Here we go.
From the 29, Burrow. That's to Chase. He's got it. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Jamar Chase with his second TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Bengals take the forced fumble and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From the 6. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Mostert to start the drive. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or did they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
All Trey Hendrickson did in his first season in Cincinnati was set the team's new single-season record with 14 sacks. In his last 2 seasons, 1 in New Orleans, he's become one of the best in the league.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs, a nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Back to throw. He is going to find Hill here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Got a man here, it's Wilson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like 2 excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other.
Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much...
And now here is another interception. Brandon Jones picking it off. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw a second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Once again, it's Mostert, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter.
Let's go now.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Mostert off the read option.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And I think the ball's out. And the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play. 2nd time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Yeah, that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one's pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Burrow once again here on 2nd and 10. To Mixon on the check down. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get it out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
12. Again, it's Burrow. And my goodness, another interception. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 41. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock. A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. That reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. That one goes for 24 yards. Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end of the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward. And his throw is incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
Running the ball can be a struggle in this part of the field. In fact, it's a perfect spot for defenders to pin their ears back and try and work upfield, and they capture him for a loss.
And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Here we go. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down.
12. 11 MP, take. 11. 11.
Burrow on play action. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
Here we go, here we go. 11, Thomas. 11.
Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. And now here is another interception. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
Come on, set. Ready.
And they'll indeed take a knee. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Ready?
And they will take a knee here. In prime time, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere, where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So for Miami, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week, where they take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And they'll be on the road next week for a matchup with the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm like, oh, no, you gotta get it on your own. They get an attitude, I'm like, you better check your tone. They ain't got no job, need someone to take her home. I hop up in the car, whip like Indiana Jones. Going George Lucas, now I'm out here killing clones. Coming in strong like, tear down.